You know, but if you got haters, it's a good thing. You know why? Haters are going to point out your weakness.
Mm-hmm.
Take what the hater says.
Yes.
Oh, I don't have abs. Thanks. I'm going to go work on my abs and build a great 8-pack.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on, family? Kevin and Jesse here with you guys today with the Elite State of Mind podcast. As always, our goal is to listen, learn, and grow. Jesse, how you doing today, man?
I'm great, man. How are you?
I am wonderful. I am doing amazing. Family, what we are going to talk about over the next few weeks and some great news coming. We're going to have a few guests for you guys.
Yes.
But we're going to get into the freedom of fitness.
Give us free.
Hey, obviously with, July 4th coming up. Then we just celebrated Juneteenth. So what we're going to talk about, the freedom of fitness. Jesse, if we just, no context, if we just said, hey, man,
right.
What is the freedom of fitness? What would you say it is?
Man, it's the ability of your mind, your heart, soul to elevate and be the best version of yourself through the avenue of fitness.
Through the avenue of fitness.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, to not be constrained, to not be held back. And obviously, if we look at the definition of freedom, the power or right to act, speak, or think as one wants without hindrance or restraint. The absence of subjection to foreign dominance or the state of not being imprisoned or enslaved.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, if you're not free, you're
right.
enslaved.
You're imprisoned and enslaved.
And there are too many of us walking around that are still imprisoned and enslaved mentally and physically by what we eat and what we do not do with our bodies. Yeah. The first preparation of becoming free in fitness, in my opinion, is a mental one. Yeah. If we do not say, hey, man, as we talked about in our conversation about plans, I will get a brother this. The first thought has to be that something needs to change.
Yes.
The first step in this has to be that something better has to be out there for me.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it so hard, Jesse, for us to have that thought? How do we get so entrenched in? How do we just drift into that enslaving and imprisonment?
You took the words right out of my mouth, man. We get into a negative hypnotic rhythm of, like you said, we're drifting. We're just accepting the status quo. I tell my students all the time when I was teaching that, those who are part of the fitness community are abnormal. Mm-hmm. See, it's normal for us to be overweight, to be obese, to have metabolic conditions, type 2 syndrome X, all of this. High cholesterol, high blood pressure.
Right.
That's the norm, right? I don't think people really pay attention to the stats today in the United States.
You just look around. That's almost everybody you see.
Right, especially inside of our community. Like the majority of African Americans, Hispanics, Latinos, persons of color are overweight and obese, right? So we are enslaving ourselves now because of the lack of fitness. Mm-hmm. And fitness just isn't just your physique, man.
Right.
Like
Talk
you
about
said,
that for a moment.
It starts with the mentality. There's a psychology of fitness. Mm-hmm. There's a psychology of wellness. So like you said, it has to be a thought of being well. I have to come to the conclusion and the idea that, hey, recognize that I'm not well, and what are the steps that I need to take to become well.
Very true.
Yeah.
And one thing that especially for men, there is the dad bod craze that goes around, and we all understand. And once you get married, you have kids. We all eat up the kids' snacks. There be some good snacks. I ain't hating on nobody out there eating up the kids' snacks. I do it myself.
Yeah,
right. But it shouldn't be just so like you said, so normal for you to look up.
Right.
And, whether you were somebody who was just physically fit, your whole life, or you were somebody who had competed in athletics, high school, college, maybe you went and played, professional as well.
Right.
And then you just decide to let that entire lifestyle go.
Just let it go. Yeah.
The dad bod, man, why do you think that just became the norm?
Because we just accepted it. And we're going to talk about to the fellas, to the guys for
men,
a minute. As men, we're going to talk to the guys, right? We're going to talk to the guys. We accepted the idea that normal was
fluffy.
Just going to work, right? And sitting on the couch. And I got all the Oreos and all this other stuff, and it's okay because, the family still loves me.
Right.
Right?
But do they?
But Do they? Here's the thing. Yeah, they do, but.
And I think the but is, do they aspire to be you? Do your sons aspire to be you?
And see, that's one of the things that you got to look at, really.
And not just the physical you, but the mental you.
The mental you, right? Because the studies show, right, that 20 minutes of cardiovascular exercise improves brain function, right? You become more acute. You're sharper. You're able to recall information at a higher rate than, let's say, you're just going to sit around and eat all the Cheetos.
Oh, Cheetos.
Oh, Cheetos.
Oh, death by Cheetos. Don't do it, y'all. Don't do it. And I just don't. I do not think that, especially like you said, talking to the fellas out there, you understand the creative pathways you cut off,
right,
by not allowing the blood to flow to the brain, because the blood has to go to your organs,
right,
to aid in digestion and just to keep your day-to-day bodily functions going. You can't really think and sit and plan, how do I open this business?
Right.
How do I complete these tasks at work to their optimum level so that I can get looked at for the promotion? How do I have this job and have, a side hustle or work on my entrepreneurship or, whatever the thing is that you are out there aspiring to do?
Yeah, excellent father, right? It's just,
man.
It's just, the simple things.
Be a good husband.
Right. The simple things.
And not have your wife desiring other people.
Uh-oh.
Hey,
we need where's the alert? Real bar alert.
Right. And I really feel, fellas, if, somebody says something to you like, oh, you got the dad bod going, or if they're like, hey man, you're getting a little fluffy. It's okay. Take offense, but then use that to change, the direction of your fitness. Because you can use, even if they meant it in a derogatory manner, thanks.
Okay.
Because I was listening to this one video. I cannot remember the name of the gentleman who was speaking. He said, man, you know what? If you got haters, it's a good thing. You know why? Haters are going to point out your weakness. Take what the hater says.
Yes.
Oh, I don't have abs. Thanks. I'm going to go work on my abs and build a great 8-pack. Thanks for pointing out my weakness.
Yes.
So if somebody is talking to you about your fitness and the level of your fitness isn't where you desire it to be, use that as motivation.
Yeah, one of the other books I'm reading right now is King Solomon's Wisdom, and one of the points was being able to take constructive criticism, like you said, and use it as fuel. So most people get highly emotional, even as men will get highly emotional if someone says, hey, bro, I see you put on an extra 15, and right now you had a chest, and now you have, I don't know. So what are we going to do about that?
Right.
Right? And instead of, I shouldn't take offense if this is me, and I can look at me, I see me, right? Here's the reality. Like, we're not being honest with ourselves, okay? You see yourself in the mirror. Nobody has to tell you that, listen, your 2X is looking like a schmedium.
Oh, no.
So it's time to either get a bigger shirt or do something about that. And we'd rather you do something about it, right? Not just sit up here and just, well, you can talk about me and go eat your feelings once again. Yeah, that's a problem. So take the constructive criticism and take the emotion out of it. They're telling you this. Yeah, they might be hating. There's some truth and some hate. Like you said, that's your weak. You're weak there right now. And it's to your advantage to take that particular warning, because that's what I view it as. Take that warning, and it's a weakness turned into a strength. As the proverb says that a wise man turns his weakness to a strength and makes his strength stronger. Right? So you're taking that constructive criticism and you're putting some motion behind it. You're putting some work
behind it. Let your emotion create motion.
Right.
But it needs to create a positive motion.
Yes.
Don't allow your emotion to create the motion of opening the fridge.
And getting to the couch.
Because that's what's got you in the predicament that you're in.
Facts.
Right? That's what's got you feeling less than you should.
Yeah.
It's what has you not feeling like the man you should feel like. I'm not saying you need to go look like DK Metcalf.
No.
Even though shout out to that brother.
Yeah.
Looking good. I'm not saying you need to go look like Arnold, Lee Haney.
Bro, hold on. It was oh my gosh. Shannon Sharp. His birthday yesterday.
Unc just turned 54.
Did you see the post?
Unc just turned 54.
Did you see the post?
And look 35.
Listen, that was motivation.
If that brother can look that well after playing in the league, playing all that football,
right,
and still keep up with his body,
right,
to the magnitude he does. I mean, you just look at him when he's sitting on there on Undisputed in his suits, in his fittings, and looks well.
Yes,
he looks like a man should look.
Agreed.
Because at the end of the day, he has the energy now to get up early to work out, to go do this show, to do his podcast, to go do these other endeavors, and still do them at a high level.
That's right.
We cannot do that if we're not fit to the level of which we desire to operate.
That's true.
It's like if I desire to drive my car from Norman to Dallas on a quarter tank of gas.
If you had one wish. Where Ray J at? Y'all see that verse? It's Lord
Where there's no singing tail.
Lord have mercy.
Where there's no singing tail. He should have took his shirt off at the least. Yeah. Maybe somebody could see his ass.
No, he up there looking like Omarion. That's even worse. No.
Oh, no. Oh,
nobody
wanted to touch him. There was no touch going on.
Ain't nobody saying, oh.
Oh, not no more. They say, oh, no. They hit him with the oh, no.
Pretty much.
But it's so crazy that, man, you have this 54-year-old man who does all these things at this highly effective level, and we all wonder, well, how?
Right.
Well, if you listen to players speak about it, they're like, man, the same routine he had, for all these years in the league, he'd be eat the same thing for breakfast he was eating back in 90, 98, 96. He's eating the same thing now.
So that brings validity to what we've said before. Like when we decide that we're going to enhance our nutrition plan or diet, or we decide to go on a diet, that, hey, you have to eat some of the same foods over and over again, right? You're going to find some foods that work well with your system, with your body, and you stick with them long enough to actually see a result.
Facts.
A positive one.
Here's the thing. Too many choices can be toxic to you.
Yeah.
Too many options. It will cause the brain to go into paralysis.
Boy, that's a whole word.
So, that's why, hey man,
choices.
You get your pancakes, or your protein pancakes, or you get your eggs and veggies, or you get your turkey bacon or your turkey sausage, and you ride that thing for some weeks, some months, until yourself, if you are if you're accumulating the knowledge, or if you have a trainer who is helping you, until they change it for you. And I definitely want to, when we talk about the freedom of fitness, you're gonna need some help.
Yes, you are.
You're gonna need some help. Now, whether you just have a friend who is fit and maybe they can help you out in that way, or it's always great to go seek some professional help.
Of course,
somebody who has got their degree, who has an accredited certification. Because again, there are a lot of hoodlums. There are a lot of charlatans,
a lot of crooks out here,
man, who all they did was learn how to get themselves in shape,
right?
And now they want to give you the bro science. Oh, bro, all you gotta do is eat the rice and eat the chicken every day, and you'll be fit. Well, here's the thing: those things can work
to an extent.
But that's why it's a science.
Yeah.
And there are many people who have given their time, their money to the study of these things, of, the science of eating, of nutrition, timing of nutrition, of the digestive tract, blood flow. There's so many things under the umbrella of health and wellness and fitness that people have given themselves to. It is always wise to seek those people out. And there is more than one way to fitness.
Oh, for sure.
We have a way that we found that works well for us and works well for many of our clients. That doesn't mean we stop learning. No,
never. You never stop learning, because the more you know, the more you figure out that you don't know, that there's actually more to learn. And it opens a gateway for you to see things differently. I give a lecture on about, hey, when you really open up the scope, it becomes a Rubik cube for you. So, we have the white, we have the red, we have the blue, all of that. So you have to figure out, it's a mix and match. Okay. So like you said, it's not a one size fit all.
Right. And let me say this. So for people of color, for black people, there's a reason why your ancestors ate the way they did.
Oh, yeah.
And what you really need to take a look at is returning to the free roots of your health and wellness, of the things that they ate. Because these plantation plates and this, right out the microwave ready meal was not designed for you.
That's not it.
Let me say this. It was designed for you, but it was designed to kill you.
Yeah, it was designed to kill you,
to take you out, to make sure that you didn't live to at least the expected 65, 70 years old.
Right.
One of the freedoms, that you're going to accomplish in getting fit is the freedom of earning more time on this earth.
Right.
My dad say all the time, old folks say your days are numbered and your bounds are set. So if you want to extend that line of credit to live a few more years, man, you learn the things that you need to be eating. Right. Because again, that bro science isn't for everybody.
No, it's not. It's not. If the chicken and rice doesn't sit well with you, one of the things I'm learning that as we progress in age, our taste buds also begin to change as well. So the things that we could eat, 20 years ago, we really can't eat right now.
Man, let me talk about this real quick. This one thing just pissed me off. You remember them juices you used to drink as a kid? Yeah. And they would have that little tang to them, and they was just good. Those are only for kids. Because I went back and drunk one.
You talking about the one little barrel?
You peel off the whole part. Boy, I tell you, I was so mad. That thing wouldn't hit like it used to. I was so pissed.
Did you throw it?
I did. I said, this is some junk.
Oh, my God.
Boy, the kid that was the best juice. I digress.
You're right. You would kill like 3 of them real fast. Bow, bow, bow. You be like, I'm ready.
The red, the orange, and the blue. Oh, man. Them things was hidden.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Anyways, forgive me, family. I was mad about them juices not tasting like they used to. But
God.
To me, that proved my taste buds did change over time.
For sure. It is. And we just got to make sure that the things that are beginning to taste good to us, that we stick with those things and leave that juice alone.
I ain't went back to the juice.
Leave it alone.
I have not went back to the juice because it hurt my soul. Yeah. That juice wasn't giving me what it used to give.
Oh my God.
But what I will say about that is, hopefully, once you do begin to change and you do begin to get better, to get that freedom, when you go back to the McDonald's, when you go back to the pork chop smothered in pork, and you go to some of these things that aren't for you to eat and they don't taste the same.
They just don't.
Do not force your taste buds and your body and your mind to eat them over and over and over till you just have to start craving them again.
Yeah. No.
Because you've been set free. Do not force your body to make you wander in the wilderness.
Yeah, don't do it. It's just not worth it.
Until your organs die off.
Right. Because that's what's going to happen. And it's just not worth it. If when you elevate your mind through, educating yourself, the more we read, we get the knowledge, we get the understanding, right, through the study. And the wisdom comes through the application of both knowledge and understanding. And that comes with time. Okay? So as you're learning how to eat and what to eat, and as you're listening to your body's response to that, one of the responses could be inflammation. Right, a lot of that. I know I'm guilty of that.
Right,
eat certain things, eat the wrong things, you eat the pork on pork, and next thing you know, knees, ankles, and hips are sore, and it takes you, 2-3 days to recover from a workout that normally just took you one. Right, so you have to listen to that and make sure the things that you're eating are actually helping you, aiding your recovery. Right, and not just slowing you down.
And I think when you really become in tune with listening to your body, you've achieved that freedom that we're all looking for, and you will just become a better version of yourself. You will become a much better person. But one thing that you really have to understand, guys, is that one of the things this freedom is going to do is going to change your lifestyle.
Yes.
And then fitness will become a part of your lifestyle. I know that there's one cat that I follow on Instagram. A lot of people think he's crazy. I believe his name he calls himself the Liver King. Right?
Oh, yeah, he is crazy.
But one thing you can't say about that brother is he not dedicated to the life.
Yeah.
Every time he come on, hey, man, he's doing what he say he going to do. And the problem for so many of us is because starting out, it's tough.
Yeah.
It can be hard. It can be strenuous. It can be intimidating to go to the gym. It can be intimidating to know what type of foods to buy.
Right.
It can be intimidating to know what kind of exercises to do. One, that's why if you have professionals in your network, please take advantage of them.
Definitely.
The many books out there you can use. But always remember, guys, on the other side of your fear, whatever it is you're afraid of, there is a new level of greatness.
Yes.
And that fear is going to dissipate by the more actions you take. So again, once you have got the thought in there, I was, going back through the language of thought today, where it talks about creating new pathways, to get in, to the cosmic habit force, the one that's positive. You have to create those new pathways. So if your response to, man, I don't feel well, or I'm sad, or somebody, said something mean to me, instead of maybe going to grab the bag of Cheetos, do 5 push-ups.
Right.
And every time somebody says, something you don't like, every time somebody offends you or says you're looking fat, do 5 push-ups. Or even it doesn't have to be related to your fitness. Every time, hey, man, you didn't do a good job on this, report at work today. Okay, man, do your 5 push-ups. Instead of, as you said, eating your feelings away. And then the next thing you know, you've just compounded the problem.
Pretty much.
Because here's the thing, guys. If you don't get free, death is going to overtake you. I do not care what people say. I don't care what the lies they try to spread to you.
Yeah.
If you continue to eat things that have been proven that are bad for you, again, this has nothing to do with what or who you believe in.
Right.
Things that are proven to be bad for you, if you continue to take them into the body, it's going to quit on you. If I don't take care of my car,
it's going to quit.
It's going to quit.
Yeah.
Your body is the same way. You got to make sure you got good oil, you got good fuel, your air filters are good, your brakes are good, your tires are good. You have to take care of the car as a whole.
That's right.
Unless it will break down.
Yeah.
So make sure, hey, once you learn the things that you should be taking in, okay. Now, hey, there may be times when you got to stop by at the gas station and may not have the best gas.
Right.
You're in a pinch. Okay, I understand. Right. Just don't let it be a habit.
It can't be every single day. It can't be. Because, one of the questions I had here of late, going back to revisit, some of the ideas on nutrition and food is like, how is something that is dead give you life?
Cannot do it. Can't be done.
It's only going to give you so much. Right? It only has so much energy because none of the life force is actually in what you're eating.
Synthetic.
But the crazy thing is we expect that to sustain us for a long period of time.
Why doesn't it?
It's lacking the main component that we need, which is oxygen. It's lacking that, right? If you're made up, right, of at least 75% water. Well, what makes up water? Hydrogen and oxygen, right? So the thing that you need more than anything is going to be oxygen, something that has oxygen inside of it, connected to it, right, to actually fuel you.
Right.
And the reality is that the more melanin that you have, the more of that you need to be eating. Right? So, these fruits and vegetables, they have what you need to actually fuel you. Right? People say, all I've ever done is eat meat, and I'm going to eat meat, and meat's going to be it because meat on top of my meat, and that's all I got. Well, okay, great. God bless you. That's fine.
You're going to die soon.
Right? Like and
it's not going to be a fun death.
Right?
It's not going to be a peaceful one.
That's what you want to do. That's awesome. But the reality is you cannot deny these facts, this science, right? So if you eat the cow eats the grass. The cow is the middleman in this whole equation.
It is the source, not the resource.
Right.
Or it is the resource, not the source.
Yeah, so, okay, listen. So we got to change it up. The more we go to the source, the better we're going to feel. Right? That's just the reality. You feel lighter. I'm not telling you not to eat meat. Just what you want to do, God bless you, do that.
Do it.
Okay? But just try it just for a day, once a week or whatever. All of your meals are going to be, plants, fruits, veggies, roots. See how you feel and drink more water and see how you feel. Don't take my word for it. Just try it.
Try it and see how it works out for you.
How it works out for you.
And maybe even be a little bit more selective of the meat you eat.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Start there.
Maybe you spend some money on better quality meat.
Yeah.
Nobody wants low quality meat.
That's a dichotomy in of itself.
So if you want your body to work at its optimum level,
they get what it needs.
Put good things in it so that it optimizes all of its systems.
For sure.
From blood flow to generating muscles, strengthening the bones, making healthy skin, working on your eyesight. All of those things are going to be connected to what we eat and our level of fitness. Guys, I cannot stress enough, especially for the men, that I understand, you get tired. I understand that, hey, man, you might just be on your way home, run to the crib. You got kids and you got to grab something, quick for dinner. That happens to us all. But that cannot become the lifestyle. No. Because then your kids, when you look up and you have the diabetes and you have the heart palpitations, or as Granny would say, you got the arteries.
Right.
You have all of this, cholesterol and blockage and all of these things.
Poor circulation, right? That tingling that you feel.
That ain't the Holy Ghost.
It's not him.
Don't lie on the Holy Ghost.
Right.
Like that.
That's a lack of blood flow.
Right.
So you have issues.
Man, it is thoroughly important that we adopt better habits and begin to strive towards becoming free in our fitness methods. Because living this, you only get one life to live.
Yeah.
And if you want to do the YOLO, man, then be able to, in your 50s, 60s, and 70s, look good with your shirt off.
Yeah.
Be able to still travel and have energy.
Yes.
Be able to run around and chase your grandkids, and hopefully you live long enough to see great grandkids.
Yeah.
Because, man, how crazy is it to be robbed of that privilege?
Yeah, it is crazy. And it happens far too often, especially for the men, right? We get out of here way too early, and it's just because we lack the discipline, to do those things. Yeah. We can't escape that, right? We try to. We try to assimilate to the, we're going to be like whomever, but that's just being average. That's not what we're supposed to do.
When you stop being a child, you have to become disciplined. I mean, we even strive to discipline our children. So how can we discipline them, but we're undisciplined men?
That's hypocritical.
And you wonder why they look at you like you're crazy.
Right.
I mean, you just...
Yeah. You have more validity in what you say and how you say it when before them you're actually living out the creed which you're giving to them. Right.
It gives you the freedom to speak these things.
Yeah.
Because you're modeling this lifestyle of, hey guys, this is how we eat. This is, we get out, we make sure we get outside and we play for, 10, 20, 30 minutes a day.
Yep.
We make sure that we exercise. We make sure that we read. So therefore they see you doing it.
Yeah.
And it becomes, this is what dad does.
Yes.
This is what the family does.
Because, as we all know, kids do what they see. They
Far
do what they see.
Than what they're told.
So if you show them poor health,
they're going to do poor health.
Poor health is who they're going to be.
And they're going to do it better than you.
Yes.
Yes, you had diabetes?
I can do better.
Man. They're going to have diabetes and then some.
Right.
Super diabetes.
Well, I don't know what that is. That doesn't sound too good.
I'm just like, nah, man. And we don't want any part of that.
No.
Especially for our children.
No, not at all.
We want them. We want, and one of the saddest things these days is there are a lot of children not outliving their parents.
I know it
for things that can be prevented.
That is what some of the experts are stating now. That the generations now are going to be the first to not outlive their parents.
And that's sad.
That's from poor food choices and a lack of movement. The combination thereof.
And who do they see that from?
They will be the first.
Who do they see that from?
Parents.
They see it from us. And like you said earlier, 20 minutes a day.
That's it.
20 minutes a day. 20, 30 minutes a day.
Every single day.
Walk around, go outside. Every single day. Take your kids outside to ride their bike.
Yeah.
Again, I understand that, that we're tired, but we're tired because we're not moving. I promise once you start exercising, you will have more energy.
Yes.
Because your body is going to become more efficient in the way that it burns fuel, the way that it operates. It's just going to open up a whole new world for you.
Yeah.
So I really hope you guys are able to, from this, want to know, how do I get my freedom in fitness? Jesse, before we get out of here, two things. How do people start, once they've got the thought, how do they start to achieve their freedom of fitness? And what would you say are a good documentary and a good book for somebody to go watch starting out their fitness journey?
Okay. You want to get free, begin to move. Number one thing we can tell you to do, just try to do something. Most of the time we start with just a walk. Go for a walk and try to get 32 to 48 ounces of water in every single day. All right, we're just going to start there. And then we'll build upon it. Be consistent, be faithful of those few things, right? Over those two things, right?
Over many.
You'll become a ruler over yourself, and that's the goal, right? As far as the documentary, one of the ones that's out now, like listen to old one, Forks Over Knives. It's pretty good.
It's a good one.
The Game Changers is a new one that's out now. It's pretty good, right? Again, I'm not telling you not to eat meat. What I'm telling you is to look at the opposite side, because what we're looking at is metabolic markers. We're looking at, the blood volume, how it's moving, through you. We're looking at, blood pressure. We're looking at cholesterol, things of those nature. Those things can be reversed by diet and exercise. So we have an issue as a whole, right? As human race here in these United States, we're terrible. Okay, so take a look at those things. Book-wise, the China study, it's lengthy. A lot of people might not like it. I'm a nerd when it comes to this stuff. So, that's something there, but just little excerpts. If you don't like, reading, the audio books are there for you. We'll probably have to tag a few here once we post this. Some people that really talk about and can really help you just get a better understanding of how, plant-based. Listen, 80-20 is how we do the majority of what we do. Okay? So we're starting off, we got an 80-20 there. We want 80% to be plant-based, 20%. But initially, you know what happens? It's going to be, hey, 80% I'm going to eat what I eat, and then 20% I'm going to go with this plant-based. And then as you begin to feel better, you'll change the ratio. So, the only thing we want you to do is just to get started.
Right.
Get started on being a better you.
No better time than right now to go ahead and get that knocked out, family. The thing that I really want to tell you guys, when it comes to you've made the choice to achieve your freedom of fitness, it's okay that a lot of people aren't going to go on that journey with you.
Right.
And that may be parents, that may be, friends. Sometimes it may be spouse. Hopefully they do, but your health is something that only you are responsible for.
Right.
And if that means you got to cook your own meals, if that means you have to prepare your own, smoothies and things of that nature, because the only person that's going to lay in that hospital bed
is you.
Now, there might be some people in there crying, praying, singing, trying to bring you back to life. But the only one that's going to be laying in that bed is you. So don't be afraid to start this journey by yourself. But family, we sure do appreciate you guys for spending this time with us and being here with us. We know it wouldn't be what it was if you guys didn't. Make sure you like, follow, and subscribe to our Apple Podcast and Spotify. We'll talk to you guys later.